Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's a great honor to collaborate with someone that it's been a minute I haven't collaborated with. He's from Penn State, but he's doing absolutely wonderful things. And, there's been a lot going on with the Yankees lately, and I had to talk to someone who follows the Yankees just as I do. And his name is Ben Wasserman. Ben, thank you so much for hopping in early in the morning with me. How's it going, man?
Yes, Miguel, I'm doing really well. Early in the morning is my time. I wake up 6:30 every day, get to campus 7:30. From like 7:30 to 9 is my time where I just lock in and get so much work done. I appreciate the kind words. I'm happy to be on here. I know we did a podcast. What was that, like 4 months ago? I don't know. I could be totally
It,
off on
it
that.
feels like a long time ago, but time flies, man. But
Yep.
again, congratulations on you and your friends on doing big things at Penn State. And I have no doubt that the future is bright for you guys.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right. So as you know, the Yankees last season, they finished a disappointing year, 82 and 80. And New Yorkers, there's high expectations this year, but so far it's March and it hasn't been so good from an injury standpoint. So now we have learned that the ace, reigning Cy Young Award winner, Garrett Cole, he will miss at least 4 to 6 weeks due to an elbow injury. He's had an MRI, CT scan, and X-rays, and this is one of the most durable pitchers in the game. He hasn't missed a start in a non-COVID season since 2016 when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, what do you make of this?
Yeah, well, first thing I like to tell tell everyone and pride myself on being the biggest Garrett Cole fan on the planet. I've loved Garrett Cole for a long time. And then when he signed with the Yankees, I remember the day so vividly. It was probably one of the greatest days of my life. And then obviously last year, watching him every start just absolutely dominate, winning the Cy Young. But I always said to people that Cy Young season is great, but the Yankees just wasted a Cy Young season. They didn't make the playoffs. You said they were 82 and 80. So they come into this year, they get Juan Soto, they make some other under the radar moves like getting Alex Verdugo, the biggest one, of course, Juan Soto, and they probably have one of the best rosters in baseball. And then we get the news 2 days ago that GC goes down with elbow soreness. He's not recovering the right way. That's probably the worst thing that you could hear to me as the biggest Garrett Cole fan on the planet, but of course to Yankees fans. So what do I make of the injury? Well, I got to say this first. Just I don't know Garrett Cole, but if you're a Yankees fan, you know how Garrett Cole is obsessed with the game. You know that he has perfected his recovery, his pitching, his lead up to the games down to a science. So you'd have to assume that he caught this injury as soon as possible. I think if it was other pitchers, maybe a pitcher trying to make an MLB roster or just other guys who haven't been in the league as long as Garrett, they would have kept pitching and their elbow would have gotten worse. But you have to believe that GC caught it early. And the MRI came back yesterday. He has no tour his UCL is not torn. But he is seeing a specialist in California. It's a guy who obviously I don't know much about him because I don't look at like doctors, but what I've seen on Twitter, it's a guy who does a lot of UCL and elbow surgery. So that's not good. That's obviously a concern. But I do believe that Garrett is on top of it, caught it early. He will be out at least 1 to 2 months. I don't see him being out more than 2 months. I think he'll be back by June or July, the absolute latest. But I still think he could come back this year, and I still think he could dominate this year. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Yankees going into this year, their weakness was the starting pitching rotation. They didn't get Blake Snell, they didn't get Jordan Montgomery. They didn't make a trade yesterday for Dylan Cease. They're relying heavily on guys like Marcus Stroman, Nestor Cortez on a bounce back year, and really Carlos Rodon. And they had Garrett Cole as that staple every 5 days. Go out there, give me 7 innings, and go shove. That's not available. So the Yankees obviously are not in a great spot. The good news is that I do think he'll be back and it's not torn. The bad news, though, is that the first 2 months are going to be a grind because the Yankees not only lost their best starting pitcher, but MLB as a whole lost the best starting pitcher on the planet. So those are my thoughts. I know I just yapped for a long time.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I mean, hey, I mean, as long as you could, chime in the most you can, I'm fine. That's totally fine with me, uninterrupted, as you can see. So, but yes, it is gonna be a tough first 2 months. What Garrett Cole is to that rotation is what Aaron Judge is to that lineup. Once those guys are out, everything crumbles. So somebody has to step up. So now the Yankees have to look in the market and see who can fill in that spot while Cole is out. So there's the situation with Dylan Cease. The White Sox have been trying to trade him this off season. Even though the first half of last season he struggled, but then he picked that up later on in the second half. So the Yankees will have to dig in and see who can be not as the total replacement for Cole, but somebody that can fill in for the first 2 months. Because I mean, the Yankees did traded 4 pitchers for Juan Soto, and there's gonna be people looking at like, you see what you guys did. Now
Yeah.
that our best pitcher is out, it costs us something, but we have to see who they're gonna pick in the market while Cole is out. But Anthony Volpe, I'm a fan of this kid so far. I like his energy. He doesn't seem like he's not letting the pressure get to him whatsoever. So this is a kid that he became the first rookie shortstop, 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, Derek Jeter. That's a great company to be part of. One of the things that I would like to see from Anthony Volpe coming into this season, because I don't give nobody a pass when you come to the Yankees. I don't care if you're young or old. I don't give nobody a pass. So one of the things that I want to see from him is to increase his on-base percentage, walk more, strike out less, because it makes me cringe when I see hitters, not just playing for the Yankees, but anyone in MLB that strikes out more than 100 times a year. I hate seeing that. So what do you think that Anthony Volpe needs to work on coming into this season? What are your expectations, or just give your 2 cents on that?
Yeah, listen, Volpe's a kid who grew up a Yankees fan. He made the roster last year after crushing it in spring training. Expectations were huge. And overall, I said that he had a good year. There's a lot of people who think he didn't have a good year. But if you look at his stats, like what you just said, 20 home runs, 20, what was the other one? 20 stolen
Stolen
bases, right?
bases.
Yeah, that's awesome. And also, he won a gold glove at shortstop. I was very surprised by that, but he still has that gold glove. I thought he made a little bit too many errors, but he overall played good enough to win a gold glove, of course. I think this second year is going to be a lot better. And I think his strikeout rate will decrease and his on base percentage will increase. As I said before, super high expectations, played every single day on the Yankees, where you have millions of people watching you. It's very hard to perform great right off the bat. And I think in retrospect, the big picture, he performed very good and he will only be better. He's best friends with Judge. He was training with Judge throughout the offseason. The kid loves baseball, loves the Yankees, and I think his hitting will only get better as now he has the season under his belt and he'll know more MLB pitchers with experience, and I only see him getting better. And listen, the Yankees, they really need Volpe to be good because he could potentially be our leadoff guy if LeMahieu doesn't pick it up, or wherever he is in the lineup. They really need him to be good, get on base, and provide that juice. And the infield is a question mark. You don't know if LeMahieu is going to stay healthy. You don't know if Rizzo's going to stay healthy. Oswald Peraza is on the shelf. So Volpe is going to be an integral part of this Yankees team, and I expect him to have a very good year.